Чудесно.
Класс. Ну что, ребят, мы вас приветствуем. Всем доброе утро. У нас уже сегодня достаточное количество собралось. Мы рады начать наш особенный вебинар, конференцию. Рады вас поприветствовать. На всякий случай, вы наверняка нас всех прекрасно знаете, да, но тем не менее. Я Константин Шатковский, компания Novel Voyage. Здесь мы с вами и вместе с моей коллегой Натальей Бондаренко. Она часто в ваших офисах в посткарантинное время. Надеюсь, что и в пост в том числе. Мы являемся представителями нашего прекрасного отеля «Люсеп» и не только. И в частности, данной фирмы с большой благодарностью проводим с нашим контрактным партнером LCI. И поприветствуем нашу Яночку и Таню.
Всем
привет!
И у нас сегодня еще один спешл гость, Елена Токарева, компания «Зимолето».
Добрый день всем.
Яночка была у нас в отеле в Люсепе, и она сама в целом любительница Франции, и будет чем сегодня поделиться. И, безусловно, вся семья Жан-Клода Бернара, они к нам присоединятся буквально минут через 10. Что, ребят, у нас сегодня чем особенный эфир? Тем, что мы сегодня хотим раскрыть тему, почему сегодняшнее время и время, которое движется к нам, да, это время, скажем, бутик-отелей, да. Напишите, пожалуйста, нам в чате, продаете ли вы бутик-отели, да? Продаете ли Францию и продаете ли гастрономию. Нам это сильно поможет в формировании контента. В частности, мы сегодня будем много говорить про вино, конечно. Ну, мы не сомневались. Напишите нам еще, насколько вы любители бутиков. Да? Ну, пару слов про бутик-отель. Наверное, помимо привычного понимания, да, что бутик-отель – это отель, у которого разные номера, да, том, который камерный и так далее. Да? Вот почему в настоящее время и в ближайшем будущем эти отели являются особенными. Да? Помимо того, что у них будет больше privacy, да? Но на самом деле мы все с вами понимаем, что бутик-отель – это больше о любви, да? Это больше об эмоциях, это больше про атмосферу, которую создают сами владельцы этих отелей, да? Потому что они относятся к своему отелю, к своему детищу, они вкладывают туда огромное максимальное количество энергии, и они за него отвечают лично. Соответственно, любое событие, любой вызов, да, который неконтролируемый, скажем, самим отелем, они воспринимают его как вызов. Соответственно, можно сказать, что experience ваших клиентов, да, гостей отеля, он, по сути, практически гарантирован на улучшение, потому что сами ательеры, они ощущают потребность, да, соответствовать, ощущают потребность давать высокое качество. Вот. Сегодня мы максимально раскроем на примере нашего отеля из Бургундии, да, Люсеп, чем Бургундия особенна, да, как наш отель олицетворяет место, где он находится, и какой особенный экспириенс будет ждать ваших гостей. На примере, да, про Бургундию. Бургундию можно смело назвать сердцем Франции. Да? Наверное, в чем-то можно провести параллель если в Италии это Тоскана, да, если в Греции это Пелопоннес. Думаю, вы можете провести много разных ассоциаций. Наверное, если посмотреть там исторически или географически, все это влияет на тот опыт, на ту атмосферу, на то, что можно ощутить в том или ином месте. Вот. И, наверное, нетривиально, что Бургундия является сердцем еще и потому, что это самый знаменитый винный регион не только Франции, да, но и всего мира. У него есть множество особенностей, которые сразу непонятны, но становятся точно понятны, когда вы туда поедете. И сегодня все кто у нас сегодня на эфире, непосредственно были в отеле, были в Бургундии, смогут поделиться этой радостью, которая непосредственно есть и в отеле, и в семье Бернар. Да, потому что в целом, если говорить про вино, да, вино для нас это удовольствие, а удовольствие мы всегда разделяем, не с каждым, правда? Не все для удовольствия. И, соответственно, Бургундия, она заточена под то, чтобы создавать особый продукт, да, который поделится с самыми близкими, самыми особенными людьми. И сегодня мы, повторю, раскроем максимально широко эту тему. И я рад сразу вам представить нашего самого основного гостя, да, и, собственно, всю семью Жан-Клода Бернара. Это очень особенный человек. Мы с ним познакомились еще в 2016 году, когда он издавал свою первую книгу «Travel Guide». Написал про него статью, еще не будучи в отеле. Да, и Жан-Клод тогда отреагировал таким образом, что вы не были в отеле, но вы так точно это описали. И с тех пор он не просто является нашим клиентом, он является нашим другом. И это действительно очень особенный человек, потому что он не просто ательер, он не просто настоящий бургундец, да, это человек, который, можно сказать, любит жизнь и мастер на все руки. Он, естественно, винный коллекционер, он падди-дайв-мастер, он инструктор по горным лыжам, и он еще и обладатель жены украинки. И вы сегодня как раз видите и на экране, познакомитесь с Жанной, с супругой Жан-Клода. Поприветствуем нашего гостя. Жан-Клод, do you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Very well. So we just made an intro, and all our audience is looking for your beautiful presentation of Burgundy.
Okay. So good or not good?
Fine turn.
I don't understand directly all what you said, but Jean-Claude translate me some things, some details, and it was good not to understand everything because I will be too shy to hear all that.
No, you're shy, no.
You touch my heart too, because I think that we have very good connection all together and with all the person you introduced to me. And I have to say that it's so easy to welcoming all of you. I think what is the real value of the Burgundy could be easily shared with you. With you, when I said you, it's personally, but also with the market you represent. Because thanks to my wife, I understood what is the war inside the people in these countries. And what we love in Burgundy is to share also what makes us so proud to be from Burgundy. Because, you know, a good bottle needs to be shared with good friends. And that makes the real good experience. And when we have some friends like you, it's so easy. So thank you for the introduction. And I think it is, yes, we are directly in the spirit of what makes an experience in LeCep a good experience, because we just want, all of us, all my team, all my family, what we want is to share what we love in the Burgundy with people who could be able to understand and to love the Burgundy.
Very good. So I think everyone is looking to understand why Burgundy is that unique. Yeah. What exactly differs Burgundy from all other wine regions? Yeah. And why that's special?
Okay. So I think that we have to say two words: human size and authenticity. Human size, because Burgundy is a quite small area regarding all the other wine regions in France. We are 10 times smaller than Bordeaux, for example, smaller than Champagne. But Burgundy is unique because the human scale makes the difference. Maybe you know that, but the Burgundy area had been classified to the UNESCO Patrimonial Testimony just 3 years ago. And what makes the Burgundy so unique is that the human scale and the transmission generation from generation of so many different wines produced with the same grapes. It's just unique in the world. There is no other place with that. So sommelier, my chef sommelier will introduce you more in the details the Burgundy in a while, but with just one grapes for the white, one grapes for the red wines, we are able to produce 1,547 different wines. And this is what has been classified to the UNESCO patrimonial. And after that, you have the human scale is also regarding the scale of the wineries, small wineries. And each winemakers will own a lot of different appellations produced in a very small quantity. And if you want to understand the Burgundy, that's the main deal. You have to taste so many different wines to understand the diversity and the variety and the complexity of this wine. So no ways. You have to be on the spot to feel that, to meet the real winemakers who will produce his wine like with the same care that you take of your children, you know. And when you meet a winemaker, he will start to speak about wine like you speak about your beloved children, and he wants to share that with you. And it's why I love when I see my guests coming back from tour in the wineries, coming back with a big smile because they spent a few hours in the cellar sharing the wine and the spirit of the Burgundy with very simple and sincere winemakers. And you cannot do all this experience so easily in a lot of wine regions.
It's very good to know. I think for everyone is also very important to understand that in Burgundy there are only two types of wine in general, correct? Red is for Pinot Noir, and for white is Chardonnay. Is it correct?
You are correct.
Good. Please explain if it's correct notion that in order to taste, to really feel Burgundian wines, you have to be a grown-up wine lover, yeah? Because normally people are saying like you have to try all new age, like Chile, even or more classic Italy and so on and so on. And then when you are an adult in wines, you may go for Burgundy. Is it correct, or you may just start with top Burgundian wines and become top Epicurean, as you say?
No, I think you know the wine is something who is now in the culture all around the world, and you can start to love and to understand the wines in any wine region in the world. But what we constate, and we are a little bit proud to constate that, is that even if you are already a specialist of the Burgundy wine, or the Bordeaux wines, for example, or the Italian wines, or the American wine, and so on. So step by step, when you will start to go in the Burgundy wines, you will access to another level, because we are in the subtlety and we are in the a certain human experience. You cannot disconnect the wine from the winemakers and from the place where the wine is produced and from the history of the family producing these wines for generations. And all that makes a global experience. You know, when you drink a glass of wines, maybe we can have a glass of wine. It's just water. When you drink a glass of wine, you don't drink just liquid, not just alcohol. You drink heritage. You drink culture, you drink effort. You are lucky that you had no ale, that you had no frost, because winemakers will work very hardly during all the season, and maybe in 3 minutes he will lost everything because he had some ale and there is no more harvest. So it's not just a tap you have to open to go to the wine. You need the conjunction of a lot of things, and each year the nature and then the winemakers will produce something different. So
we become very jealous now. All of us become very jealous. Okay.
You know, it's funny because Jana is with us just for a while because after that she has to go for a meeting outside, but she wants to be there to say hello with you. And of course, she discovered the wine of Burgundy when she arrived in Burgundy, and she had the opportunity to practice. And a few years ago, when it was summertime, we had the first barbecue party in the garden. And for me, you know, when it's summertime, when you go with the barbecue, with the shashish and so, you want to have some Rosé de Provence because it is the beginning of the spring. So I opened a bottle of Rosé de Provence, and Jana tasted, and she said, no, I prefer Burgundy wines. Open a Burgundy bottles, you know. And now she's completely conveyed.
Я в Бургундии должны пить бургундское вино.
No, безусловно.
So for all of you, I'm just sorry to do that just virtually, but we will do that for the reality. We raise our glass to you and to the future of the tourism and to the future pleasure to welcoming some of your guests, even if it's yourself. Thanks.
We will come again.
Nazaré.
Wow.
So Jean-Claude, please share with us all your passion of wines and Burgundy, Beaune, and eventually Le Cep. Yeah, how all this is interconnected, how it started, and which kind of experience of a truly boutique hotel, a family-owned and SLH property you share with your guests.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so maybe we can just start to say that I'm born in Beaune, in the Hospice de Beaune. So I'm a real local product, we can say. And the Hospice de Beaune, you will see on the, it's something quite unique also. Charity idea dieted from the Middle Age to take care for free of poor people, but actually it's also a very interesting wine domain. That you will learn more about that in a while. So I spent a big part of my life in Burgundy, and of course it is my roots, it's my taste, and thanks to that, have the opportunity to know some place, something like this. It's what we love to share in the hotel with people coming for that. So maybe what makes the difference between us and a chain hotel or an hotel which just managed by an efficient and charming director is that we are a pure local product. And we want to share what we love, what makes us happy with our guests. And our guests are mainly foreigners coming from all around the world, and they have all the same passion for the wine. So it's quite easy to share what we love with people who are able to understand and to love that with them. Le Cep is a connection of many different buildings. Some of them are dated from the 16th century, and we are directly in the middle of the medieval city of Beaune, and Beaune is the wine capital of the Burgundy. So thanks to that, our roots are really in the authenticity also. We bought the hotel 32 years ago with my father and my mother, and it was the beginning of a very exciting experience for the family. And step by step, we improve the hotel, we extend the hotel, we extend the room numbers, but also the services, always in the focus to try to bring something new and extra service to our guests. So 30 years ago, when we bought the hotel, it was 19 rooms. Now we are 62 rooms. Last year we were 65. So sometimes we go up, sometimes we go down because we do connection between small rooms. We don't care about the number, we care about the quality. And it's why sometimes we prefer to do the connection of two small rooms to have just one bigger suite. And when we do some extension, it's always in the way to try to bring new experience. So step by step, the hotel had some experiences. Of course, the Michelin restaurant in the hotel is a separate management, but it's a place where you can have also amazing experience. It is managed by the group Bernard, which is a famous chef in France, in Burgundy, and they run the restaurant in the hotel. They offer the possibility to experience 70 wines by the glass. So it's a very large choice, and then you can definitively do the connection between what you eat, what you taste, and it's a good experience. After that, we had some meeting rooms where we are, for example, and we have different business facilities. 3 years ago, we had a quite amazing spa, and now we are a real destination for the jouvence, for the wellness, for the well-being, connected with the wines, of course, because all what we do is connected with the Burgundy, and you will see that the products we use in the spa are made with the grapes of Burgundy. So it is the ultimate way to be immersed in the Burgundy experience, because you will have some scrubbing and envelopment with grapes from Burgundy, and you will have the smelling of the wines you may taste also when you go in the wineries.
Okay, in order to understand more clearly of the Burgundy experience and the SAB experience, I would ask all of our participants who've been to Le SAP, yeah, like in August and in December, just to share in short their experiences. Яна, поделитесь с нами всеми вашим впечатлением о Бургундии, Le SAP. Яна? Яна, дорогая, мы
Яна, у тебя звук выключен.
Вот.
В общем, вы видели, у меня шевелились губы, я говорила хорошие слова. Я, можно, да, на русском буду? Мне кажется, так будет.
Без проблем. Там, да, Жан-Клоду все переведут.
Отлично. В прошлом году это было удивительное путешествие, потому что благодаря Жан-Клоду и Жанне я открыла для себя совершенно другую Францию. Совершенно по-другому я увидела Жан-Клод. Это такие люди, как Жан-Клод, они заставляют действительно крутиться, потому что Жан-Клод, как владелец отеля, он не просто показал нам номера, да, здравствуйте, смотрите, здесь у меня такой номер, здесь такой, а вот мой спа, а вот мой вайн-селлер. Нет, он открыл свою душу, он открыл свое сердце, он открыл для нас по-другому вино, искусство испевать вино с удовольствием, действительно открывая не просто бутылку, да, выпить вина, скорее бы насладиться вкусом, нет, как открывается целая страна, душа, человек, совершенно многогранный человек, который наполняет отель, его, наверное, больше духовно, душевно Жанна, безусловно, потому что тот взгляд, которым Жан-Клод смотрит на свою супругу, ну, честно, я очень завидую, я бы тоже так хотела. Вот. Уникально абсолютно, потому что отель не похож ни на какие вот другие отели, которые удалось увидеть во Франции, да, непосредственно в других странах. Это душа, это эмоции, это незабываемый экспириенс, красота региона, невероятное гостеприимство всего персонала. То есть ты в отеле себя не чувствуешь, как будто ты вот просто турист. Ты чувствуешь себя частью этого дома, действительно желанным гостем, другом. Абсолютно уникальный экспириенс, который возвращает. Вот сегодня мы собрались, в основном очень много гостей у нас, это агенты, представители турбизнеса, которые были в этом отеле, и я думаю, что со мной вот Леночка согласится. Лена сегодня наш специальный гость, она специалист в гастрономических путешествиях и огромный любитель Франции, что это было совершенно уникально. Да, Леночка?
Да, я абсолютно соглашусь. Вы знаете, очень хочется много рассказать как о самом отеле, так и Бургундии. И первое, что важно сказать, это путешествие точно навсегда останется в вашей памяти, потому что вся Франция, она предстанет совсем в другом свете. И у меня было ощущение, что я попала совсем в другую реальность. И дивно было ощущать, когда после Бургундии мы на сутки или двое заехали в Париж, мой любимый город на свете, так вот я его не воспринимала, потому что эта вся суета, она очень раздражала. Хотелось вернуться в Бургундию, в место, где процветает арт-де-вивре, любовь и абсолютно другой ритм жизни. И я уверена, что из-за того, что сейчас все в мире очень меняется, такие путешествия как раз будут процветать, так как они дают помимо новых впечатлений, нового экспириенса еды, вина, другой ритм жизни, другие ценности. И, конечно же, мы были огромными счастливцами, потому что мы 3 дня провели в компании Жан-Клода и Жанны, а я абсолютно точно знаю, что нас создает наше окружение. Так вот, мы напитались не только любовью к жизни, высокими целями, любовью к вину и гастрономии, но и привнесли что-то в свою жизнь. И я была в очень многих гостиницах, как, наверное, каждый из здесь присутствующих, но Лесеп поразил каждой деталью. И вы знаете, первое впечатление, если вы листаете каталог, очень ошибочно, потому что, когда я посмотрела, думаю, ну, это точно не мое, это какой-то отель-музей со старым духом и с непонятной мне атмосферой, но с момента я зашла на рецепцию, действительно почувствовала себя дома и, наверное, даже нет, не дома, просто в гостях, в особом месте. И каждый номер, он уникален. И меня сразило наповал, что в дизайне номеров Жан-Клод принимает прямое участие. Это вот просто был взрывом. Второй взрыв — это, конечно же, подвалы и те коллекции, то искусство, которое привнесено в вино. И если вы слышали вот первую фразу, у меня даже пост где-то в соцсетях есть, который состоит целиком из цитат Жан-Клода, потому что он сразил меня, то сейчас была опять же крутейшая фраза, что когда вы дегустируете бургундское вино, вы дегустируете наследие, вы дегустируете упорство. И он очень много рассказывал о том, что не только как производится вино, как оно распространяется. Для меня было удивительным фактом, что если даже у меня есть миллион лишний, и я захочу составить свой погреб из бургундских вин, то это не так легко. То есть мне нужен посредник, который введет меня в курс и познакомит меня, чтобы мне продали. И если я приду в ресторан и решу заказать себе бутылочку за 8 или 10 тысяч евро, то мне ее не отдадут на вынос, потому что сейчас процветает подделка не только сумок и каких-то дорогих вещей, но в том числе вина. И если вернуться к гостинице, то это еще и спа. То есть, когда я путешествовала по Шампани, по Нормандии, это чаще всего были маленькие кулуарные отели, даже где-то вот с ощущением провинции, то Лесеп поражает тем, что даже спа там на самом высочайшем уровне, с криосаунами, с аюрведой, с огромным комплексом всех процедур, и это привносит еще больше ценности ему, как и все, что окружает. А это рынок, это сам Бон, один из самых красивых городов и сердца Бургундии. Это все истории, которые связаны с виноделием. Это виноградники, это посещение, конечно, виноделин и многое другое. Вы меня останавливаете, потому что я сейчас, если я перейду на перечень гастрономических удовольствий, то это будет все. Да, кстати, там подают, конечно же, вино. Это огромнейшее нарезки сыров, в том числе бургундских. Если вы доберетесь, то эпуаж — это то, что вот просто must try первым делом.
Спасибо, спасибо. Ну да, просто подробный отзыв. Тебе вон, Жан-Клод даже аплодисменты предоставил. Понимаешь, невозможно.
Можно я скажу? Я хочу с вами попрощаться, потому что у меня другая видеоконференция, и рада была вас видеть и вас инвайт. Добро пожаловать, я вас буду всегда ждать. Я вас буду ждать.
Жанночка, да, мы рады вас видеть. Ну что, наверное, на этой ноте мы можем как раз начать саму презентацию отеля, да, самых ключевых вещей, и ее с радостью проведет Жан-Клод с помощью нашей Натали. Правда, Натали?
Конечно.
Jean-Claude, Natalia will be sharing now our beautiful presentation, so it's your turn again about all of our key points.
All right, so we go for the video now.
We are turning now Наташенька, давай, наверное, сначала видео включим.
Окей.
Да. С тихой музыкой, да?
One moment. Что ж такое? Я прошу прощения, сегодня у нас за окном немножечко идет дождь, поэтому интернет работает чуточку медленнее, как бы нам хотелось.
Take your time. И, наверное, добавлю еще к тому, что сказала Лена, наверное, краше Лена уже не скажешь, не так ли? Вот, все-таки эти путешествия, они о смысле. Да, я думаю, нам всем, вам в частности, да, важно сегодня такое время, чтобы думать, да, про то, что будет завтра, да, потому что потребности у нас, у всех, у ваших клиентов, они, ну, наверняка сильно изменились или, по крайней мере, наверное, даже кристаллизировались. Да? И вот этот поиск смысла, поиск еще более высокого качества, да, с любимыми людьми, да, общение с такими же, как ты, влюбленными в жизнь, людьми, которые способны что-то важное привнести в твою жизнь, да, и все это можно было бы, как на жаргоне удобно говорить, шерить, да. Соответственно, бутик-отели и Le Cerf, в частности Бургундия, это совершенно точно об этом. Наталья, что у нас там? Давай тогда, если с этим долго, запусти пока презентацию.
Не, я запустила видео. Единственное, что мне важно понимать, чтобы вы его видели сейчас.
Мы его не видим, но мы сейчас видим презентацию. Не проблема, давай начнем с презентации, потом включим видео.
Я прошу прощения, сейчас 2 секунды. Если вы не против, тогда давайте начнем с презентации, а видео мы запустим чуточку позже.
We'll start from our presentation, then we'll turn on the video, okay?
Okay, no problem.
Good.
What you can see on this map is that Burgundy is very easy to be reached in a little out of around us, and especially for you, you can consider Geneva like a good spot for landing by plane because we are just less than 2 hours driving with motorways from Geneva to Beaune. You have Lyon, also a good option because we are 1 hour, 1.5 hours. And of course, after that, you have Basel in Switzerland, but it's also 2 hours and 2 minutes. And after that, of course, you have the Parisian airport. But you can imagine to do a one-way to be able to arrive from, for example, from Geneva, then they spend times in Burgundy, and after that, they can land from Paris because they could love to be also in Paris, or they can do that in the other ways. But it is also interesting, and after that, you can see that many of the motorways are converging directly to Beaune, So that means you can also drive quite easily from Paris, from Mulhouse, from Geneva, from Lyon, or from the south of France, and then you can go to Beaune quite easily. What we can see on this map is that the Burgundy is globally a different wine region. The main one are around Beaune, and it's why Beaune is considered like the wine capital of Burgundy. Even if it's a small city, we are less than 25 million inhabitants in Beaune, but we welcome all the world of wine lovers in this wine capital.
Ребят, я сейчас резюмирую быстренько, да, где была карта, просто важно это зафиксировать, да, в Бонн очень легко добраться, да, ближе всего расположен Лион, да, это всего лишь час езды, мы, собственно, сами на автомобиле это все в августе опробовали, и вы, коллег, можете поинтересоваться в том числе, да, и, безусловно, Женева, да, это порядка 2 часов, и Париж как на автомобиле, так и на скоростном поезде одно и то же время, порядка 3 часов, там чуть меньше, да. Вот, поэтому очень удобно. Плюс, если вы на Лазурном берегу, соответственно, на автомобиле, и в том числе есть там скоростной поезд, будет тоже удобно, ну, время займет, там более 3 часов будет. So, Jean-Claude, your turn again.
Oh, okay. So, if you want, Natalia, you can launch the video of this slide.
Yeah, if possible.
Okay, but we will see that in the movie after that. No problem, you can go step. But what you can see is the human size of the city. It's a medieval city. Nothing is very high except the Basilica, which is just 200 meters away from the hotel. And you have the medieval city surrounded by the rampart. That means the big walls used to protect the city in the Middle Age, and still very well preserved. And inside this part, you have the old center of the city, and the hotel is just in the middle of that. So you can see that we are surrounded by the vineyards, and you see the different colors of the vineyards. It was in the beginning of fall, but each color means that the evolution of the vineyards are not exactly the same, because the age of the parcel is not exactly the same, and the exposition is not the same, the soil is not exactly the same, and all that will make the different wines, even if all what you can see in front of you is just red wines made with only the grapes of Pinot Noir. This is also a very interesting way to understand the Burgundy scale. Some ballooning, air ballooning, or helicopter tour when you come in the Burgundy. So now we come back in the center of the city, and you see that the colored roofs and the gray ones are the ones of the Hospice de Beaune. It used to be an hospital in the Middle Age. And you will see that the hotel is very close by. But this is a very interesting monument to be visited. Just a walking distance from the hotel. We can use some of the facilities of these buildings for some parties, and it is something very interesting. And the charity heritage of these buildings allow it to be owners now of a wine domain. So you can see that Hotel Cep is the block of buildings just in the down of the pictures, very close by of the Hospice de Beaune, close by the Basilica Notre Dame, close by the market streets where the walking street where is the market on the Wednesday, on the Saturday. You see just over that you have the Place Carnot with some trees, and all around that you have a bar and terrace where you can enjoy good life. Maybe not today, but quite soon.
Как раз видите сейчас фасад отеля.
Yeah, you can see that on the facade that we have the collection of many different buildings. both step by step, but nothing is very high. It's more like a private house than big buildings. And when from inside the hotel, you can feel the Burgundian heritage with the beam ceiling, with the floor, and with the smile of the staff who is waiting and welcoming you. The terraces are used also for the restaurant, but also for the breakfast outside. And this is the inside of the restaurant in the hotel, 70 wines by the glass, in which you can enjoy a good between the wine. This corner, because it's just 15.
Не садом, а пространством, это, наверное, является таким сердцем отеля, да, где подаются завтраки, где вы можете в том числе обедать, можете и ужинать, да, то есть в этом находится самая суть.
What makes the charm of the hotel is also that we have a lot of different corners thanks to the courtyard, the garden, and things like this. So you are always able to find a place where you can relax, have a private wine tasting, have a fun party or thing like this. And this is also a part of the charm of the hotel. On the previous slide, you showed the panoramic tower, on the top of which you have also a small fitness room open 24 hours, where you can do some biking or running or things like this, but overlooking the roof of the vineyards.
So this is our private parking.
Private parking, secure parking, on which you can park your private cars. We can also bring on the spot the two chauffeur cars, who could be a good experience to go in the vineyards, isn't it?
Ребят, ну на данный момент, даже пролистай назад, обратно один. Вот эти автомобильчики, да, Chevrolet Dodge, это самая основа гастрономического экспириенса по виноделию. Но ребята, кто это испытали на себе, это подтвердят, потому что эти автомобили можно брать в рентал, да. В Бургундии нет никакого смысла брать в рентал другие автомобили. Их нужна небольшая сноровка, чтобы научиться на них ездить, не то что научиться, да, но понять, потому что они все-таки какого-то там 60 какого-то года выпуска, там есть свои нюансы, да, у них откидной верх, но это тот кайф, который сложно чем-то еще спутать. Однозначно. Это в том числе баги, на которых можно ездить по виноделию.
Yeah, it's a good experience for us to prepare the picnic, and people can go with the buggy or with the cars to do some fine picnic in the vineyard by themselves, yes, on recommendation.
Jean-Claude, I think it would be good for everyone to know what kind of this experience is outside of the hotel, the packages, picnics, how it looks like, or why to take it, and how do you offer?
As usual, all what we do in the hotel is à la carte. So that means we try to please the expectation of people, because a picnic basket could be just few euros if you go with just water. If you want to add some wines, it could be the price of the wines. But when you know that the wines in Burgundy could be from a few euros up to 30,000 euros, if you want to bring an amazing bottles in your picnic, you can do that. So you pay for what you want, what you expect. But what is good is that we have recommendation to have good experience, even if you don't spend 1,000 euros for the bottles. But in any case, even if it's a very simple wines, when you go in the picnic, you go with a real glass of ready to have a good experience, to test properly the wines. I cannot accept that you drink wines in plastic glasses, for example, you know, and the intendance will be at the level of what you expect when you are in LOCEP to have a real good experience, even if you are sitting in the grass facing the vines.
Окей. Ребят, что это на самом деле значит, что нет единой какой-то программы. Да? LOCEP тем выделяется тем, что он создаст программу в зависимости от ваших потребностей, в зависимости от того, чего вы желаете, как хорошо вы знакомы с винами, с чем вы готовы стартовать, что вы хотите. Бонн является сердцем Бургундии, самый центр. Из отеля винодельный виноградник ехать аж целых 5-7. Соответственно, набор этого пикника, да, пакет, он может быть совершенно разный, там, как какой-то ультрадешевый, так и экстра дорогой. Что еще важно здесь добавить, ну, что Жан-Клод и отметил, да, что это все а-ля карт. So we may continue.
Okay, now we are right at the bar, and the bar is in the main rooms, and this is an open bar. That means this bar is open 24 hours, always, each day. We never close the bar to be able to meet people around the bar. So that means it could be guests who cannot sleep because they have the jet lag. Some of the ones who are just coming back quite late from a nice party in the city, and everybody is able to meet another one, and they will start to share experience. Definitively, we can say that LOCEP is more a wine club or Epicurean club than just an hotel when you come and you sleep. This lounge is the aims of the hotel. You have over the fireplace a real 16th century frame. The floor is also from the 16th century as well as the furniture. And when I said authenticity for the Burgundy, it is also what you can feel in the hotel.
Ребят, что еще важно, отель, он очень разный, да? Глядя на этот снимок, важно понимать, что не весь отель вообще имеет этот дизайн, да? У него есть определенные зоны, которые могут выглядеть одним образом и, соответственно, другим. Вот, то есть весь отель не имеет такой дизайн, но имеет вот такую аутентику в лаунже.
Now we are in the underground cellar where we are able to breakfast. And for us also it's very important that the guests could be at their own rhythm. That means we will start to serve the breakfast around 7 a.m. But we will finish when the last guest will have breakfast. So we don't put because you are on holiday and you can go to be late at the bar, but also sometimes for breakfast. And the breakfast is a brunch if you want, because we have always full mates at the disposition if you want to have a glass of wine, even in the morning. And after that, you can in the village.
Jean-Claude, all of us need some époisse. You have to package it and send it to everyone. Just don't have any breakfast yet.
Yeah. So the places, you saw the underground cellar. You see now that we can have the breakfast outside on the terrace, and it is very pleasant, of course, for that. So we have a buffet in all the locations with the Burgundian cheese, of course. And now we can go in the rooms, and you will see that all the rooms are individually decorated with antiques. Some style could be a little bit more really traditional or historical. Some could be more modern, but all are different and have a specific spirit. We did the classification of the appellation of the rooms category like the wines. So that means if you want to drink the top wines, you ask for the Grand Cru. So the Grand Cru are the top category for our suites. as well as the nectar category rooms for the suite. And then after that, you go for the Premier Cru, and then the Village appellation, and then the Bourgogne appellation. And that are corresponding to the different categories. This is a sample of what could be the connection of two small rooms in a very different style. But we can go in the authenticity with some furniture dating from the Louis XIV style and different style like this one. And that one is more colored, but I wanted to create something matching the roof. Another one is white because I found this Louis XIV drawing.
Друзья, поскольку это бутик, соответственно, вы выбираете тот номер, который подходит вашему клиенту, и вы его получаете. То есть варианты, что будет тот дизайн, который не по духу, он исключен.
Interesting to stop on that because we have also this house in the top of the hill, not very far away, a few minutes away. It's a place where you can rent the full house for 6 persons, so it could be, it's 3 bedrooms, it could be 3 couples or a family, and you have all the intimity of the with the sauna, with the private kitchen, with the terrace, with the big barbecue party outside. So it's a good way to enjoy the Burgundy because you are alone in the middle of the forest, just overlooking the city, but you may have also the hotel service. If you want to stop in the city, you stop in the front of the hotel, we will park the car for you. We can bring you some people to do the cleaning. We can organize some delivery of food or thing like this. So it's a very interesting way, and maybe especially for the next month when people will be able to come back, but if they want to have the privacy of a place to be with the family, it could be a good option. And the next slide, so I can show that, yes, is very interesting because we just bought a new house, the ones you can see over on the picture over there. It's close by. The window you can see is the window of the meeting rooms where we are. And we are just connected to this house. And that will be also 3 couples or family house for 6 persons, connected directly from the hotel, in which you will have also the underground cellar, you will have the full kitchen and bedrooms on the top, plus the terrace overlooking that. So it's also a very interesting option for people who want to have also independency, direct access from the outside, but also connected to the hotel services.
Ребят, вот Maison de Rempart, так же как и Вилла Элисеп, да, это Вилла Элисеп вообще не часть отеля, к ней надо ехать, она не среди, но рядышком с виноградниками находится. То есть это отдельная вилла, которую она входит в собственность Жан-Клода, соответственно, ее можно брать в рентал. Это на самом деле потрясающая опция, если путешествуют с детьми или парочкой, да, и есть желание прямо находиться среди виноградников, да, именно outside. Да, вот. Ну и, соответственно, Maison de Rempart — это новая часть отеля, Жан-Клод ее недавно купил, да, и, соответственно, она тоже задается целиком как Maison. So our spa.
Yeah, always good to come in the spa, especially now to have some good treatment. We created the spa 3 years ago, something like this, and now in just this short time, more than 7 international awards. But more than that, we are now very well known by the locals because they understood that it's also a good place for them because we have the independent access. And it's because what we propose inside is not just regular massage. We propose a real many 15 experiences. Some of them are technology, like you can see with the cryotherapy full body. 3 minutes treatment, but real experience. And we can also do some slimming, and we can also take care of the balance of the mind and the physio, and so with the chromotherapy, we have the physiotherapy, you can do some aqua biking. This is a dry hydromassage bed. You can use it very easily to recover. We have some balneotherapy. So all that could be combined to do a la carte treatment according the time and your expectation or your needs. And we can be a real Jouvence destination, but in Burgundy. So that means you can have the balance between the good life in Burgundy and also the good cares for your life.
Я, кстати, хотела бы тоже сказать несколько слов о нашем спа. Это на самом деле волшебное место, 350 квадратных метров, просто любимого местопровождения, наверное, каждой девушки и женщины. Особое слово хочу отметить относительно нашей косметики. Дело в том, что мы используем косметику на основе виноградной лозы. Сюда входит экстракт пино-нуар, сюда входят вытяжки из смородины, а это на самом деле самый сильнейший антиоксидант в мире, поэтому благодаря этой косметике замедляется старение кожи, кожа восстанавливается, и мы всегда остаемся молодыми и всегда остаемся красивыми. Обязательно рекомендую использовать эту косметику, даже если вы путешествуете уже домой, прикупите в качестве подарка для своих родных и близких, и для себя любимых набор косметики непосредственно в нашем спа. Это действительно будет самым лучшим подарком.
Но здесь само наличие спа-центра, да, Бургундия, гастрономия, да, такая более, что ли, классика, да, и здесь прям большой полноценный спа-центр. Да, то есть это то, что ты не ожидаешь увидеть в Бургундии, но это имеется в отеле. И, собственно, вообще главная особенность отеля Le Cep в Бургундии тем, что он находится в Поне, да, в городе. Большая часть отелей в Бургундии частных, они находятся в селах. Соответственно, experience совершенно другой. Yeah, we may continue.
Yeah, you can see outside the sauna, and the other side was the meeting rooms where we are actually, just to have an idea. And this is the hammam after that, and then you have some area to relax also. Sensorial shower, experience shower.
Jean-Claude, you may share your big plans of opening a big Ayurvedic spa. When you plan to do it, how it will look like and how unique would it be?
Unique certainly, because I think there is no Ayurvedic spa, not a lot of them in France, we can say. Ayurveda is something in which I really believe, and I appreciate the power of this very old Indian medicine. And I want to bring that in Burgundy because I would like to share the power and the benefit of the Ayurveda with my guests, my relatives, and the locals. So what we plan to do is to open an extension of the existing spa, and it will be the connection between the rooms where we are and the spa the other side, and we will create a new area connected in which we can organize all the cares dedicated to the Ayurveda. We plan to bring a real Ayurvedic Indian doctors and some staff from Kerala to be able to produce the real experience. So it will be the global Ayurvedic experience. That means starting in the morning with some meditation and yoga. After that, you will have the food during all the day adapted to the treatment you will have. Then you will have the specific Ayurvedic treatment according what you need. And we plan to be able to provide what we need, the Panchakarma. That means when you stay for minimum 8 days, going up to 2 weeks or 3 weeks, to have the full detox of your body and your mind. And that will be a very interesting experience because after that you will have another pranamaya or yoga session in the afternoon In the evening, again, some yoga, and again, the food and relaxation. And then you can go to walk around in the vineyards, in the nature. So even if we are in Burgundy, which is not the first place where you imagine to do Ayurveda, I think we will be able to provide authenticity again and real experience there. So when it will be open, I think that we are in a period where everything is a little bit down, but it is my idea to do that as soon as possible and to create something will be a real experience, yes.
Gorgeous. So I think now is the time for our precious thing. It's about the wine.
Yes, for sure. Because we arrive in the wine cellar area. So maybe I can let Sebastian take now the microphone to let you know what is this place and why this place is also something I love.
Hello everyone, I'm Sébastien. I'm the head sommelier of the Hotel Le Sel since around 2 years and a half ago. So I've been employed by Mr. Bernard in this hotel just to raise this concept, which is a brand new concept. So definitely we were looking for something unique and different, like everything which is done at the Hotel Le Sel. So that's really important to understand that. So first of all, the location of the Caveau Saint-Félix, it's located in one of the courtyards, which is called the Saint-Félix courtyard from the 16th century, from 1570. So it's a courtyard which has been classified historical monument, as you could see in the previous video. After that, you get access into this Caveau Saint-Félix. You can see the picture on the top left. So as you could see, which is a great atmosphere. It's a typical Burgundy cellar. This one that we can date from the 15th century. For some of you in there, you could see how great is this atmosphere, how good you feel into it here. So for people coming from abroad, to get such a kind of place to enjoy wine, it's really definitely. So what I offer definitely in this kind of tastings, it's some different kind of tasting offers, which is not just a tasting, I would say. Definitely, it's more like wine initiation. That's really important to understand. Because the goal at the end of the tasting, after I will say around 1 hour, one and a half tasting, the goal is for people to understand a little bit better Burgundy. Because we are not just tasting wine, we are also talking about grape varieties, classification, history, sub-regions, everything like this. So it's a full education for people as well. Everything made, of course, with emotion, which is important. So I bring my touch with sincerity, honesty, and humility, I think, also. With all my background, my knowledge that I can bring on my experience. So that's really important. So the different kind of tasting offers we can recommend to the guests, to the clientele, could start, I would say, around 30 euro. So it's really also important to understand that we like this kind of initiation for every kind of pocket money, every kind of people, that we can just invite anybody there according to their budget, to their expectation. And after we can go with no limit, to be honest. On my flyer, I've got a tasting which is going till 80 euro for prestige tasting, I would say. But now we are working more à la carte because we've got a huge diversity of great wines in our cellar now. Like you could see, we've got some bottles started from 30 euro till 30,000. So as I was explaining, it's great to get wine for anybody, anyone. So with this kind of very large selection, definitely, we can now get much more prestige tasting, like vertical or horizontal or very, very old vintages, even some very prestigious wineries. So personalized service, which is also really important to understand. on booking only. That means as long as you book the place, you are not going to be joined by anybody else if you do a proper reservation. After that, we also organize some different kind of events during all along the year, depending, with a specific winemaker, with a topic of different producers or wines, wineries, vintages. Everything is possible there. We can do some machon. What we call machon, it's a little dinner with local food to match with the wine. So everything is really possible. So let me talk to you now regarding our large wine selection, because we've got different parts into our cellar. So I'm really working in collaboration with Mr. Bernard to enlarge our wine list and to make a unique and very prestigious wine list with some wines that you can't find everywhere, again, to be unique and to live a proper and unique experience. So the first part of the cellar, so when you enter in the cellar, as you see on your right, you've got a little gate on inside. If you are there, you will be lucky enough to see that we've got one of the largest collections probably in France of the DRC winery, the Domaine de la Romanée Conti, which is one of the most prestigious winery in the world. So we've got more than 120 bottles from this winery. So coming from either a great auction or directly to the winery, which is very difficult in Burgundy sometimes to get such a kind of little allocation for those bottles at the winery. After a few years, definitely we can get a few bottles a year, which is important. So also we've got a few wines from the Domaine Henri Jaillet, which is very rare to find at the moment, which is more like a kind of art, because those bottles are very collectible. So we can definitely find at the Hotel Le Cep such a kind of very rare bottle, prestigious bottle, and we definitely get a clientele for it. We are looking for such a prestigious and rare bottles. So also in our prestige cellar, we've got also some very, very old vintages. You have to know that our oldest bottle from the cellar, which is on our wine list, starts from the vintage 1929. So which is a Grand Cru Richebourg, a prestige bottle. And we get some vintages till now, I will say from the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. So this very large selection allows us really to make some fantastic wine tasting with very old vintages, if you know what I mean. So that's really important and really interesting. Also, we've got also another part in our cellar, which is our famous collection from the Hospice de Beaune winery. As Jean-Claude was saying, we are very close to the Hospice de Beaune, which is the oldest hospital from Beaune, which is now a museum from the 60s. And every year, the Hospice de Beaune, which is a tradition, the third week of November, they are making a charity auction. We are going to reach 160 years this year, so it was 159 years last year. And it's where you are able, which is something quite rare and unique into the wine world, you are able to purchase a full barrel and not bottles. So the size of the barrel in Burgundy, what we call the pièce bourguignonne, it's the equivalent of 228 liters. And it was going to bring you 300 bottles. So we are purchasing barrels, this auction, since more than 30 years. I would say first vintage started from the 1984 vintage. So we still have some kind of bottles that we keep all along the year. And we've got a bit more than 35 different cuvées. So every year when we come, we try to purchase such a kind of barrels. So that's also our pride, and probably one of the largest, again, collection. We get such a nice diversity of vintages from the Hospice de Beaune on different cuvées. So it's really in coherence to get wine from the Hospice, because also, as Mr. Bernard told you, he was born in Beaune, but he didn't mention to you that he was born at the hospital before it became a museum. So I think it's really in coherence to to get also the collection from the Hospice de Beaune to make people taste those unique wines.
But I will add some words to our guests, just in order to summarize everything you have mentioned. Друзья, иметь вайн-селлер в Бургундии, это, по сути, это золотокопальня, да? Потому что бургундские вина воспринимаются как инвестиция. Недостаточно купить просто какие-то сильно винтажные вина, сильно старые, сильно дорогие. Суть в Бургундии с вином заключается в том, чтобы подобрать его оптимально. Да? Понятное дело, что огромное количество маленьких виноделий, очень редких, да? Свои особенности почвы и так далее, сейчас не об этом. Да? Маленькие винодельни сильно отличаются от всего остального, они не экспортируют многие вино, да? И поэтому особый принцип заключается в том, чтобы подобрать уникальные вина, которые, приобретая, могли потом расти в цене, быть редкими, чтобы такого вина, которое есть у тебя, не было у других. Есть уникальные аукционы. На этих аукционах происходит по-настоящему охота за особенными винами. Как сказал только что Себастьян, Hospice de Beaune, это, в принципе, она памятник исторический, да, и там сам хоспис всегда производил вино, да, и как отметил уже Себастьян, да, участвуем всегда в их аукционах и приобретаем то уникальное вино, которое они сами делают исторически, там, уже столетиями. Поэтому опций, где его приобрести и как, очень много. Но здесь накладывается еще следующая штука, что опций много, но не факт, что ты его купишь, не факт, что тебе его продадут. Вот, поэтому это такая сложная, многофункциональная вещь быть действительно винным коллекционером, да, чтобы у тебя была особенно эта коллекция вина, и чтобы ты мог делиться ею с гостями. Поэтому ваши клиенты, когда попадают в ЮСЭП, они попадают не просто в отель, да, о котором мы уже там рассказали, 5-star, да, они попадают, по сути, в гости к человеку, который годами работает с этим, но подбирает его правильно, да, и у вас там будет возможность попробовать продегустировать то вино, которое ты не купишь в магазине, не купишь в Киеве, не купишь в Москве, не купишь еще в другом месте. Вот. Поэтому особый главный фокус вот на этом. И поэтому те ваши клиенты, которые разбираются в гастрономии, да, в вине или хотят разбираться, будет очень важно понять, насколько они дружат с вином, да? И им в отеле смогут действительно подобрать разные позиции. Поверьте, из этого вайн-селлера можно просто никогда не выходить. Там, соответственно, окон нет, как вы понимаете, вы там сидите, можете с утра до вечера дегустировать вина, и они там льются рекой. Okay, Sebastian, you may continue.
Yes, so thank you very much. Just what I didn't mention as well is just the size of this cellar, so which is very intimate. That I will say we can maybe welcome, I will say around 8 to 10 people to be very comfortable, but till 12 to 14, which is I will say maximum, just for your information. So very exclusive, which is really important.
Okay, maybe I can add something new for you, because as you saw when we did the connection to go to the Maison des Remparts, the new house, we created a new storage cellar with the glass, so you can see some bottles, some extra bottles on the way now. But the underground cellar of this house is also able to welcome wine parties for maybe up to 20 persons. So it's interesting to know that now we have two places in which we can organize some private wine event, and maybe going up to 20 in addition of the ones where 12 is a good number.
Очень отличная опция на самом деле, потому что если организовывать небольшие выездные мероприятия для групп, в частности, у нас были запросы для организации мальчишников, то я думаю, что вот одна из таких private party — это интересная возможность провести время.
Точно. Yes, Sebastian.
So yeah, just to continue, so it was a picture before where you've seen also a barrel which is exposed in our cellar as a memory, because we purchased as well in 2016 the famous Charity barrel, which is one of the most prestigious barrels this day of this auction. So which is a Corton Grand Cru Bressan, vintage 2016. So we've got definitely one barrel out of it, which is exactly this barrel on the top right. So 300 bottles we got from this barrel. So we were lucky enough to get this barrel, which is a pièce des présidents. So definitely quite rare. It's probably the only place in the world you will find this wine because it's very exclusive. So that's also important to mention it. And also for the last part of the cellar regarding our wine list, I will say on your left part, I think it's more based and focused on very good value for money, very accessible wine for another kind of clientele as well. So that's why Hotel Le Cep, it's important because we can welcome any kind of clientele and not just people with, I would say, with some money. Some people will want to take a pleasure to get a real experience without to spend too much money, can also get some pleasure. That's really important. That's why for me it was really important to make a balance in the wine list, not just to put very expensive wine. So on your left, it's much more based on a very small producer which are not really well known so far, or a nice discovery, some appellation which need to be promoted, some sub-region or vineyards which are really growing at the moment. I'm thinking of the south of Burgundy, like for example, which are getting very dynamic, which are really improving, where they make a lot of efforts with new generation of producers with different vision, like the way of working in biodynamic, for example, to respect more the soil and use less chemical preservatives, those kind of things. So we are more focused on those kind of bottles. So started from around 30 euro a bottle, and always very good value for money. So that's, we say, the other part of the cellar.
Sebastian, I think everyone is eager to know and to understand how you suggest to choose Burgundian wine. Yeah. For instance, once people are not in Burgundy, yeah, and once they are in Burgundy. So which are the difference? How to choose the proper Burgundian wine, and perhaps from what to start? Which is your recommendation if you are not that top Epicurean yet? From what you suggest to start?
So it's really important to understand that tasting is very personal. So it will be according first to your taste, also to your budget, because of course Burgundy for some of the wine are quite pricey. So that's why it's really important to know also the sub-region, the appellation, or the area you will go for such a price you want to pay. But what is important, I think it's human side, because you will be really welcome if you come to Burgundy in some small villages. Definitely go to meet the producers. That's important. Not just to go into some wine cellar and see your own. Go directly to see the producer in villages. It's very easy to get access for some of them. I don't say not all of them, but for some of them, you just give a call before, which is better to take always an appointment. But after, you will get better idea. Also to visit the vineyard to understand a bit better Burgundy. I think you have to go to the place to really enjoy Burgundy, not just purchase a bottle like this. So it's just according to your taste. As I was mentioning, south of Burgundy is really growing now, and it could be great discovery. I would say mostly if you like Chardonnay, for good value for money, definitely go to the Mâconnais region, which is, I would say, around 100 kilometers south of Beaune, where they make a lot of efforts, for example. But everything will be depending to your taste, because we were mentioning even made with the same grapes, mostly Pinot Noir for the red and mostly Chardonnay for the white. There is such a huge diversity of characteristics or typicities into the wine. So just come to Burgundy, and I think you can really enjoy it and make a lot of great visits. And you will be very welcomed by producers, which will give you really an emotion. You can't just drink a bottle of wine without really to know the producer and the person behind the bottle. That's what I like to share to the clients. I know nearly all the producer I'm selling to the clients. I think that's the most important.
Yeah, gorgeous. I think now everyone has a good understanding on what is Burgundy, what is the experience like. We already transferred ourselves again back to the Burgundian to Le Sap. And now, if we're coming to today and tomorrow, Jean-Claude, which is your estimation when we're gonna open the hotel? Which would be the difference from Le Sap today, tomorrow, from Le Sap previously? Maybe any restorations, new things, and most importantly, what about security protocols? So how you gonna manage health security now?
Yeah, of course, it is the main concern, actually. We have to say that we are on the way to prepare the reopening of the spa first. Tomorrow morning, we have a meeting with my spa team to discuss and to put all the security measures for that. So during this last weeks, we think about that. We look for a solution, and as we are now conscious that it's not something for just few days or few weeks. It is something that will be quite long and will affect all the planet. And what all of us experiment make that we certainly will change a little bit of our habits. So we are investing in some technology able to do the cleaning of the rooms or the cleaning of the spa after that with dispersion of agent who will destroy the virus quite easily. So the machine is expensive, but its efficiency. So we have all the individual measures that we have to have. My staff as well as the guests who will come inside the hotel, some screen to do the protection and things like this, but we don't want to be anxious only. Anxious, I don't know exactly the translation, but you understand what I said. We have to take care, but we have also to be able to be responsible of our health. And if you do the choice to travel, it's because you are expecting something different than if you go to the hospital. So I think that we can do both at the same time. Even if it's something very terrible, you don't meet each day some people who is able to infect you, and so you have to take the balance in the measure, the way of life, and the fact that you need to continue to have good time for you. And especially when you choose to have a break, you need to have a quality and a real break. So if you come in the hotel, I think you know that you are not in the hospital. You are in a place where we will take care of the cleaning, of the security, of a lot of things, thanks to some investment that you cannot see them, because between two guests in the rooms will be completely cleaned with this specific process. And but you are sure that when you come in the rooms, you have no risk to have some microbes that could be virus, could be led by another guest. And yeah, it's everybody's concerned by that in the hotel, and I think that we are just hoping to welcome people who are also concerned by their own health, and they want also to be able to have good time when they come here.
This is good to know. So we have already reopened ourselves, correct? Do you accept bookings already? Yeah.
The hotel was close to the client, more because you don't have any clients who are ready to come in the hotel. We were open each day, and we did a lot of improvement in the renovation. Some of my bagmen became assistant to my intendant to take care. So we did the renovation of the floors, we did the painting of the facade. We are now working in some rooms. So we are working hardly, and I have to say that the hotel is just wonderful because The garden is wonderful, the sun and the blue sky is there. So everything is ready to welcome the guest. And of course, we miss a lot of good events in this period. But for people who will be there, they are not coming in the ghost hotel. You know, it's a real hotel where everything is perfect to take care and to welcoming you. And I think the patience of my team that they have all day to take care of you will be a little bit stronger because they miss that and they love to do that. And I think that the guests who will stop by will definitively be pleased of that. So the hotel will be ready to welcome the guests in, it could be tonight if you want. The spa will be ready by the end of the week. And actually, the restaurants in France are still closed. This is a decision. So you cannot go in a restaurant because all of them are closed. And the decision to reopen them will be took in the beginning of June, the 2nd of June normally. So we hope that it will be a reopening with the distance, with the mainly the terrace, something like this. But in any case, if you stop by the hotel, we are able to provide some room service. So impossible to stop in Burgundy to have a good bed, a good spa, but no food and not wine. We have the wines and we are organized also to provide room service.
Yeah, it sounds magnifique. And so what can we offer to our audience today? What we can give to their prospective guests, something special?
Yeah, to thank you for your for this meeting, for your attention and your patience. I think it's good to give you the keys. The first key is to enjoy the Burgundy. So the 30 minutes experience with Sébastien in the wine cellar, and then your guests will choose if they want to learn about the red or about the white. But that means the first wine tasting in the privacy of the hotel we are offering to the guests will be the gift we can share with you and with your audience to be able to definitively be in the place where you can forget that you are in troubles outside. You know that when you are in the cellar, you can a little bit lose the notion of the time and the weather because you will be in the warm atmosphere of the cellar. It's what I want to share with your clients. So that means they will be welcome for a free wine tasting with Sébastien around the Chardonnay or around the Pinot Noir experience.
Ребят, я еще раз отмечу, да, все, кто у нас сейчас есть, мы предоставим вашим клиентам бесплатный вайн-тейстинг Себастьян. Да, он подберет специально коллекцию для дегустации, как белых, так и красных, и это будет вам в подарок.
На самом деле это очень хорошая идея, потому что гости, которые приезжают в Бургундию, в частности, останавливаются в Ле-Сепе, это must do, то, что необходимо сделать каждому клиенту. В частности, я бы хотела еще добавить, что стоимость размещения в нашем отеле, она всегда очень привлекательна, то есть мы стартуем буквально от 180-200 евро за номер в сутки. Уверена, что вы сможете ознакомиться с нашими предложениями при индивидуальном просчете для каждого из ваших гостей.
Okay, I think we can, on this note, to finish our conference. I would like to thank you, Jean-Claude, thank you, Sebastian, and thank you to Жанна as well. Ребят, вам спасибо большое, всем спикерам, всем, кто присоединился. Леночка, тебе спасибо большое. Это фантастическая история про путешествие в августе. Яна, вам тоже спасибо.
Вам огромное спасибо. К сожалению, Яна сейчас по техническим причинам, ну, вы видите, погода, интернет, все бывает, поэтому от имени всей нашей компании вам огромное спасибо за поддержку, за организацию. Jean-Claude, thank you very much. Merci beaucoup pour votre attention and all this time and this online traveling and this amazing webinar. It was really pleasure to see you and getting all this news and information. Thank you very much.
Thank you to you too. Thank you very much. So what I propose is that you forward the link with to go to the YouTube movies, introducing the video, so each of you can have another taste of the Burgundy. It's a new movie we just compiled with Stephanie, and it will be a good way for you to be again immersed in our atmosphere. And congratulations, Elena. I saw that you used the proper glasses to enjoy your wine.
Just water.
Хорошо, ребят, еще раз всем